What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more Resident Evil gameplay for you. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a variety of different topics, ranging from Resident Evil Requiem copies going out in the wild, so you need to be mindful and leery of possible spoilers, as well as what I'm planning to do from this point on until when Requiem releases, as well as what type of videos and content you can expect from this channel when Requiem does eventually come out. So without further ado, let's get right into this. So unfortunately, Resident Evil Requiem does have a few copies already out in the wild. So if you are somebody that isn't aware of that, well, now you are aware of that. So you need to be mindful of where you go on the internet, whether it's on YouTube, social media, Reddit, wherever. Be mindful, because unfortunately, while some people might have them early and they might keep it to themselves, you know, there's unfortunately a lot of plethora of people who probably aren't even huge fans, or maybe they just want that clout. They're going to try to do everything they can to spoil the game and showcase off things well before all of us normal people can actually get the game. And I just want to warn people so that they're aware of that, because nobody wants to have something they've been looking forward to play being spoiled. I go back to probably my biggest example, which was in a movie, not a game. I remember back in 2012 when the Avenger movie came out. I'm a big superhero fan, and it was about 2 days before I saw it. The movie hadn't even been out for like 2 days at that point. And I was on IGN looking at other things related, like game information and stuff. And right on the front page, they showed off the picture that pissed me off to this day, where I had a picture asking, who is the big purple guy smiling at the end of the Avenger movie? And I knew exactly what it was. And it pissed me off because I'm actually a huge Thanos fan. I love Jim Starlin's take and creation of Thanos. And I never thought they'd ever put him in a movie, let alone be the overbearing villain of the whole first three sagas of the MCU. I never thought they would ever do that. So seeing that before actually seeing it live in a movie, not knowing, it pissed me off to this day. So I know the feeling very well. So if you do know something, you've seen something, just keep it to yourselves. You don't have to tell the world about it. You know, we're all going to find out under 2 weeks. It's under 2 weeks, so be mindful of others is all I'm going to say on that. So yes, they're probably going to be out in the wild in the next few days. So just be leery, be mindful, maybe turn off, the internet for yourself for the next few days, or stay off certain sites, but you have been warned. The next thing I want to talk about is what you can expect after this video is uploaded until Requiem releases. And honestly, not much. I just plan to just kind of let things release at this point, because we're under 2 weeks now. I think at this point in this video, we got about 10 days before the game comes out. And I think we're kind of past the point of having videos, theories. I know more than likely they're going to have another, short launch trailer right a few days before the game releases. But at that point, it's so early before the game comes out, I don't really think there's any point to really talk about things. It's too little too late now. If we had like a month or so, or at least 3 or 2 weeks or something like that, we could maybe discuss and theorize things. But we're at that point where we've kind of already done theorizing, discussing things. I'm just going to let things come out and release. The only thing I will upload in between then about Requiem is when the initial reviews come out. I think the embargo is on the 25th. So I'll more than likely make a video about that, and basically looking at the scores and how they compare with older titles and how they stack up. Maybe read a few of the reviews and see like what people valued, what they didn't care for, that kind of things, as we lead up to the next few days where the game eventually comes out. So that'll probably be the only video I release. I was thinking about other things possibly, but I just feel like it's not the time and place. I know they had another quote leak about the live action Resident Evil movie that had a lot of people not very happy about, but I just figured, you know what, we can do that and discuss that another time. Right now it's just Requiem time, etc. So I'm gonna just put that in the future. But speaking of the future, and this is where I want to tell you guys, fans of the channel, what you can look forward to. Obviously, when Requiem comes out, you can expect a huge plethora of Resident Evil Requiem content. But what type of content can you expect from the usual? Well, one thing I'm definitely going to lock in and try to do and try to get out as quickly as possible, because these videos tend to do very well on the channel, is I want to get out my, whatever they're going to call it this time, I don't know, but whatever the hardest difficulty in the game. They usually have this in every Resident Evil game, where you have to beat the game on the hardest difficulty with the highest ranking, usually an S+ ranking or something around that lines of imagination. I'm going to try to get out a video of how to do that as efficiently as possible to help out other people, because they traditionally do very well. But who knows? This could be maybe the hardest one we've ever done, or maybe it might be the easiest one. We don't know. We're going to have to find out, but I always like to get out that type of video. I might do a little short review. It's going to be hard for this game particularly because I feel like this review is going to come down between two things, you know, talking about the gameplay and talking about the story. And so I feel like the best way I'll do that is I possibly will maybe talk about gameplay elements in their own video and maybe story elements in their own video. Maybe I might split up even more. So I expect to make videos maybe talking about specific characters on their own right, maybe go through things I liked and didn't like, as well as, you know, talking about other things that have been successful in the past, you know, talking about weapons. We got different weapons, which ones are superior or better depending on the situation, enemy types, locations, stuff like that. So expect a lot of content with various things about Resident Evil Requiem coming out right as soon as the game releases. I will try to work as hard as I can to get out this content as fast and efficient as possible for you, the viewer. But that's where I want to ask you guys, outside of, you know, doing the hardest thing on the hardest difficulty with the highest rank and, you know, maybe talking about a few, you know, story elements and stuff. And keep in mind, when I do the story elements, I will put, obviously, spoilers. I won't ruin it for people who haven't gone through. I'm not that type of person. You don't have to worry about that. So you will know if you shouldn't be watching this in the first place. But in terms of when I released that, as I said, outside of the whole hardest difficulty mode, is there any type of ones that you'd like to see sooner rather than later? You know, are you more interested in terms of maybe, you know, me talking about a character or a weapon or an enemy type or the locations or the story beats or the music or whatever the case, or maybe the implications of what this game means going forward? You know, is there any type of those, or maybe something I didn't even come up with off the top of my head that you'd like to see sooner rather than later? As I said, expect the whole difficulty video as well as maybe a little short review and stuff early on. But after that, I just like to be real curious to see what you guys would like to see firsthand. So, you know, don't be a stranger. Let me know down below what is something you want to see, because I plan to do a lot of it, but maybe you want to see some sooner rather than later. So I'm asking you guys, the audience, what's something you would value more to see first. But the good thing in all this is that we don't have too much longer to wait. I said we're at 10 days is when I'm recording this, so almost in single-digit days to where we all get to experience and see what all the hoopla is about. Is Resident Evil Requiem going to be a satisfying entry in the Resident Evil franchise? Is it going to be divisive? A little bit back and forth. We don't know, but we're going to find out. So till that point in time, I'm basically going to relax, take it easy, and try to avoid spoilers and being ruined by the internet on various things. Hopefully, I can wish the same for you guys, as hopefully when this game does come out, we can all play it and enjoy it and discuss it together like civilized residents. Who am I kidding? It's Resident Evil. It's never going to be civilized, but hopefully we can have a little fun with that when it does come out. But hopefully I let you guys know about what I'm planning to do, how I'm planning to do it. Give me your takes on what you'd like to see first rather than later, as well as hopefully you guys can avoid all the necessary people trying to ruin the experience for everyone who probably don't even care about the franchise but want that early clout. But that is going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back on the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you back on the next one. Peace.